This might turn out to be the best 2-in-1 laptop that I've ever had. At least on paper it looks perfect and it looks exactly like what I've been looking for. But let's try it out and let us see if it is really worth the hype. Hello, I'm Dr. Sam, this is Dr. Sam's Health, and today I'm going to make one of these unboxing videos, and I hope you will like it, because in this box I have one special 2-in-1 laptop by MSI that I hope will become my daily driver for the next year or so. If you've been following my channel, you know that I talk about health, I talk about exercise, about nutrition, diets and so on, but also I review some cool items, sometimes movies, sometimes laptops, and I've been on a search for a perfect 2-in-1. I've tried HP Spectre, a couple of them actually, I've tried HP Dragonfly, I've tried Lenovo X1 Titanium Edition, and now I've got this one. None of these previous laptops managed to meet my standards, and this one, at least on paper, does. And moreover, this laptop is kind of special because they managed to flip a very funny thing here. I'm a big fan of Renaissance, and I'm a big fan of great thinkers of the past, Leonardo da Vinci, golden ratio, Vitruvian proportions, and so on. And one of their selling points is that the aspect ratio of the screen of this laptop is 16:10 or 1.6, which is very close to the golden ratio, which I think is 1.618, but essentially it's 1.6. And they somehow managed to play it, to make it part of their campaign, and I couldn't wait to open it. Before I do so, a couple of my regular disclaimers and one little statement or announcement, if you will. Disclaimers: I'm a medical doctor, I do not give medical advice online, so nothing that I say in my videos or on my website, by the way, check it out, drsamshealth.com, is considered medical advice. Also, these are just my opinions, they are supposed to be unbiased, and they do not necessarily represent the opinions of my regulatory bodies, my college, my university, and so on. On top of that, since I'm reviewing a piece of machinery, it's not an advertisement, I'm not advertising anything, I didn't get any gifts or bonuses, there is no conflict of interest, I don't get anything from MSI. I purchased this laptop from Memory Express in Canada, and I hope to like it. And all opinions that I express as a customer, effectively, as somebody who bought a laptop with certain hopes and expectations, and I'm hoping that this device will meet these expectations. The last thing that I would like to say before I open this box is that, as you can see, I've got a different scenery today, which is my new studio. I have moved. I hope that you wondered, where is this guy? For a whole month I didn't make any videos. I've been moving and I've been setting up the studio for the past 2.5 months, I think, maybe 3. And I'm almost done, actually. I just have to open this laptop today or tomorrow because of certain time restrictions in terms of returning it if I decide to. But the studio is almost complete, and I just have to do a couple of things to make sure that the process is finalized. And when I do so, hopefully in the end of next week, I will be able to wrap up a long video. I've got quite a few snippets of me building this room, or putting all this acoustic foam, this thing, the acoustic sound diffuser panel, my books on this wall, and so on. So there will be a whole video about my new studio. So now we're done with the disclaimers, with the announcements. I'm ready to open this box. Let's do it. Okay, and here we go. I actually wonder what kind of wrapping it has inside. This is obviously the external box, but since aesthetics is so important to me, I think it's very important to take a closer look at the wrapping. So I've got lots of this stuff. Let me take it out of the box. Ooh. Okay. So there are multiple external boxes. let me deal with that quickly, and I'll put it aside. I'll move closer to you, and I've got another box to open, and let me do that. And the big moment is the inner box. Okay, here we go. Here we have the laptop nicely wrapped, and you know, sometimes people tell me that why do you even care about wrapping? I believe that if you're buying something of premium quality, everything should be premium. You're paying extra money for the feel of these devices, you're paying extra money for everything being pristine, impeccable, and so on. And that's what we have here. So I've got several boxes or parts of packaging here. First of all, the laptop itself in a very nicely looking box. And one more thing I would like to say is that, you know, I've been sold by this golden ratio and the aesthetics of this device. So the aesthetics of the wrapping are important too. They just show how much the company is willing to contribute to the overall feel of the device, the user experience, if you will. And by the way, I just realized I've got another thing to say. I'm a big fan of MSI in general. I have had quite a few MSI video cards. I remember that I had 780, then 1080, then I've got 2080 Ti. Hopefully one day I will get 3090 when it's available for purchase, and likely it will be MSI. If by any chance MSI likes this video or MSI wants to give me 3090 to try it out, I'll be happy to do so, just for you guys. And then we won't consider it advertisement, but definitely there will be some conflict of interest, of course, but at this point, again, there is no conflict of interest. So what do we have here? We've got this sleeve. I wonder if it's leather or not, but it doesn't really matter much to me. I never use sleeves. So yeah, it feels like leather, actually very nice. So just a sleeve with MSI logo, and I'll put it aside. I've got this box, which I assume has the power adapter and stuff like that. Here we go, power adapter, power cord, and of course the MSI pen, which is very nice. By the way, this device was not super expensive. Most of the laptops I've had and reviewed were way north of 2,000 Canadian. This one was, I think, $18.99. It was on sale, but I think the original price was around 2,000 or 2,100 Canadian. So it is very nice that they have included a pen in a relatively not super expensive laptop. So we're talking about around $1,500 US, which is not super expensive. Okay, so let me open the pen, which quite frankly is the last thing I want to try here. And here we go. Actually, it has, I'm sorry, I'm a bit inept here. For some reason I've got difficulties. I do have difficulties opening the box. But okay, here are the tips. Here is the pen, and just a piece of garbage here. Put aside. So we've got the pen. Actually, it feels very nice. I tried quite a few pens. The one by Lenovo, a couple of pens by HP, a pen by definitely by Apple, and this one feels actually very good. It's thick enough to feel like a real pen. Sometimes the styluses are very small and I just don't like holding them. This one looks pretty good. And I guess this is an adapter, USB, I assume, to Lightning. The most important thing, obviously, is the laptop itself. So let's open it. If you noticed, I'm not making too many cuts here, and I'm even allowing myself to have a couple of awkward moments when I'm, for example, opening this pen and stuff falls out. Just because I'm working on my perfectionism, you know, sometimes you need to be able to forgive yourself for certain things. Like right now, I've got a feeling that my shirt is actually very wrinkled, but it is fine. I actually had a very long day at work, and I've been wearing it all day, but I hope you will see it as a sign of me being a workaholic and a very industrious guy. So, the moment of truth, I'm taking out this laptop. Actually, it feels quite heavy. I remember when I was playing with the Lenovo one, the very first feeling that I had was just, wow, it is light. It was thin and light, but as you remember, it had quite a few issues with overheating. Here we got this device, got some papers coming with it, and the box, I'll put it aside, and let's take it out. Here is this device. Okay, it is a small device. I think it's around 15 millimeters thick. It has a couple of lightning ports here, one USB port, another lightning port here. I should call it Thunderbolt, sorry. And 3.5 millimeter jack here, a camera, kill switch, and the device itself opens very lightly. I haven't tried to open it with one finger, but I couldn't, just because the way it's designed. No, actually I could. It does open with one finger, which is cool. Was not a really big issue for me or thing. So let's take a look. Well, that's how it flips over. Reminds me of HP Spectre. Actually, it has a very similar color pattern. Dark black or very, very dark brown, and some golden or copper elements. The screen appears to be not too glossy, which is very nice. If you remember, I like reading of these devices, and the main reason why I want to have aspect ratio of 3:2 or 16:10 is because I like reading articles, and when the aspect ratio is 16:9, they get kind of squeezed into the screen, and it's not optimal. Anyhow, here's the device. It feels actually pretty light. I can use it with my one hand, and right now I think it's time to start it. And by the way, another thing I'm going to do, as always, I'm going to step out and bring my scale, and I will weigh this device. I wonder how much it weighs, and right now I think it's time to turn it on. And of course it's not charged. So let us do the following. I'll take a short break, I'll charge the device, and I will set it up so that we can have a bit of a discussion about the quality of this wonderful thing. Taking a break. While this computer installs stuff, I would like you to listen and to try to hear, if you can hear this like sound, like right now. I wonder if it is a normal sound or not. I'm not sure if all fans are working the way that they are meant to work, but we'll see. I have to play with it. Likely when I'll start downloading all the stuff from my OneDrive, I think we'll really hear the sound of overheating laptop, but again, we'll see how it goes, because the computer says that this might take several minutes. So I'm taking several minutes break. I'll bring my scale and I'll be with you in a second. Okay, device has updated lots of things, downloaded and installed Windows updates, and ironically, actually I like this thing about Windows, that it knows everything about me already, all my settings, all the stuff. So I guess I can disconnect the device for a second and I will wait. That is an important test for me, at least, just because, oh my goodness, I have taken it in my hands and it's super hot. I kid you not. It's not painful, but it's noticeably hot. And it's just started. Again, one thing that I assume is happening with all new devices is that they download lots of stuff. I'm not particularly happy about that, and I'm not happy about this little sound here. But let's wait. They promised the weight of 1.35 kilograms, or I think it's exactly 3 pounds. Let's wait and let's see how it works. So what I have here is 1 kilogram and 300 grams, 297. So they're actually well within the promised parameters. I'm surprised they outdid themselves. Okay, I like this part, so nobody lied to me. Actually, they exceeded the expectations. Let us start this device. By the way, when I was opening it, there is some sort of a mechanism in this, when the top of the laptop has been opened, it kind of prevents some rushed movements. So it's easy to open it, but it's tighter here in the where it's supposed to be tighter, and when you close it, it also doesn't allow you to like slam it. So it's very interesting, actually. I don't know how they made it happen, but this thing definitely works. Okay, fingerprint worked and worked seamlessly. Switching to the tablet mode feels nice. I've got this file opened here, my body fat readings, and let me see how it works. It's pretty nice. Will I be able to use it like that for a long time? I'm not so sure. It's effectively twice heavier than an iPad, though iPads are slightly smaller, of course, but I think it's doable. And the good thing is that the screen is matte. It's not glossy. I can definitely see reflections, and believe it or not, I hope you can see that there are lots of lights around me. But I've got a huge ring light here, and I can definitely see a reflection of that. I will definitely try this device in the sun on some sunny day, hopefully tomorrow. But in terms of the other lights, the something not really extremely intense is not troubling. I mean, like when I took my HP Spectre, it was almost impossible to use it outdoors. This device, I got a feeling that it will be usable. Okay, so the screen ratio, aspect ratio is good. The reading experience is nice, which is good. I'm gonna try the keyboard. The irony is I don't have Microsoft Word installed yet, but I will definitely do that. And I can just try typing something in Microsoft Edge. Hello, I am Dr. Sam. This is Dr. Sam's Health. And check out my website, drsamshealth.com, and like and subscribe. So Typing is a bit unusual. I don't know what is off or on. The keyboard doesn't feel too comfortable. Hard to explain what exactly is going on. Again, I'm not a techie, I'm not a tech reviewer. Likely they would come up with some measurements or tools. I guess it will take time to adjust to it, but it doesn't feel natural. Maybe I've just been picky. So let me check the system information. Actually, I was going to say a couple of words about the specs of this laptop. So it's a laptop. It's 2-in-1, as you could see. It has the screen ratio of 16:10, or golden ratio. The screen size is 13.4 inches, the diagonal, and of course the resolution is 1920 over 1200. It has Windows 10 Pro installed in it. I'm checking the memory. Physical memory is 16 gigabytes. I would go with 32, but I don't think it's important on a device of this size. I'm not going to do any kind of memory demanding or heavy operations. The hard drive should be 1 terabyte, and it's a Intel Evo laptop, so everything is supposed to be like super fast. The processor is 11th Gen i7 1885G7, 3 gigahertz. So everything should be cool. I actually like it so far, and I think that the only thing I can do right now is I'm gonna run some sort of I'm gonna start Paint, and I will try drawing on it. So one cool thing about this device is it's small, and I remember with Lenovo it was very thin, and the idea was that this Lenovo laptop would be a perfect replacement for something like iPad because it's very thin. This one doesn't have this goal in mind, but it's relatively thin still. It's definitely thinner than my HP Spectre, and the reason why I'm talking about it is very simple actually. When you are having a device that is of certain thickness, it's actually very difficult to not to affect your wrist when you are writing something. Okay, let me try writing. And the irony is, as I do this, I don't know what's happening here. So out of box, this thing is not yet working. I wonder if I need to do something. No. I can definitely draw with my finger, which is nice. But the pen is not working, I guess. Oh, I see what I have to do. I have to charge it first. And that's, I guess, the problem with this unboxing videos, because I have only one shot to begin with. And the second thing is that there are lots of unknowns, and things like that might be a little bit problematic. The irony is that the device has only one USB port, and obviously they had to use it for charging the pen. Okay, so the pen is being charged. Oh, and right away it started working. So the cable is a little bit short, which is not a big deal. I don't think you are supposed to charge it and draw at the same time, but it would be very difficult to do it. Let me take another look at what we have here. It has a SIM card port here, the headphones jack, and I guess there is nothing new. For some reason I expected it to have an SD card reader or micro SD card reader. It doesn't have it. Another thing is the cable. It is actually very interesting. I want you to not to pay attention, but to take a look at this. The part of the cable that goes from the adapter to the laptop is pretty long, and the cable that connects the adapter to the electrical socket or the plug is very short. And I think that they made it on purpose, and actually it's a very thoughtful thing on their behalf, because I know that a lot of people for sure complained about issues with that. So anyhow, I had this pen been charged for a good minute, so I hope it has a little bit of a charge. So let's start a new document in Paint. File, new, don't save previous one. Let's maximize everything. And well, I don't have much to write here. Sorry, I guess I have to charge this pen for a longer period of time, but I will still write something. It's interesting. It does respond to the pen, but now it writes. Dr.Sam. That is actually a very interesting experience. I'm not an expert user of these pens, but we've got quite a few issues here. First of all, as I'm trying to draw, this pen doesn't draw all the time. And I mean, like, I've tried to write Dr.Sam, and I'll show you what is the end result. Hope you can see it. The letter S is missing, so somehow this device didn't capture that, but as my hand was resting on the screen, it was taking it as an input from the pen. So that's kind of problematic. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to draw with your like flat surfaces like the side of your palm. Okay, I'll try to write again. Dr.Sam, like and subscribe. Well, the only part that it registered was subscribe. It didn't get like. I'll give it a couple of other tries after the pen has fully charged. And another thing with Windows devices, with Windows-based tablets, is that as you try to work with them, somehow, at least me, I always hit some odd buttons on the screen. Not the buttons, but some icons. There is some software popping up and so on. I guess it is a skill that I do not possess, so I will work on that. And let me wrap it up. So the unboxing was a pleasurable experience. I like the 16:10 ratio. I like the fact that the screen is not glossy. I like the fact that the device is actually doesn't feel particularly light, but it's definitely lighter than they promised. And if you remember HP Elite Dragonfly, it was supposed to be less than 1 kilo, but it was 1 kilo 120 grams or something like this. And this device is just 150, maybe 200 grams heavier. And I'm surprised, but I can actually sense it. I can feel it. Anyhow, speaking of the weight is fine. In terms of noise levels, overheating and so on, I don't think I have used it enough. In the very beginning, you know, when you just start a new laptop, it does install lots of things. In case of Lenovo, there was a huge issue because it was running out of power very quickly and it was overheating and making lots of noise. This device makes some noise, but it's not too bad. So there was some sort of a, not a ticking sound, I don't know how to describe it, to be honest. I hope you have heard it. I hope it's not an indication that there is some issue with the fan, but there is a lot of stuff to be installed on this laptop, and to properly try it out. I could feel that it was very hot in this area where the vents are. I'm not sure how it will work when the laptop is in tablet mode and say I'm downloading a lot of stuff or watching some videos, YouTube videos, maybe mine. Again, like and subscribe, and I just like putting these shameless plugs. But the writing experience was not particularly good, but I think I have to just try it more. The typing experience was not particularly good, and one thing I just noticed, by the way, is when I'm opening the top, when I open the laptop, it kind of wedges in and lifts the keyboard portion of it, which is good. The base is elevated a little bit, so itself a little breathing room here. So that is good. So far so good. I like this laptop. It is neat. I like the golden ratio. I don't have any major concerns, to be honest. Like this little mishap with the pen is fine. I guess I have to just play with it for a while. I'm not a big fan of the keyboard yet, but I guess I will get used to it. Specs are great. Weight is good, as expected. Actually, they exceeded the expectations. So far I like this laptop. I hope to play with it for the next several days. I will try reading some textbooks of it, reading some articles, typing some stuff on it. I will have to install my software, of course, and of course the Xbox sign up for just $1 is amazing. I kid you not. And yeah, I think it was a good purchase. At least it wasn't as bad as my Lenovo experience when I literally had to return this laptop without even giving it a second chance. This one is worth trying, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try it for several days. Maybe I'll make another video, which will be my second opinion. And I've got a feeling that I might keep it, actually. So that was it for today. I'm glad that I've made this video. I'm glad that I unboxed this device. I still have like a week or so to play with it. And I'm glad that I have made my first video in my new space. I still have lots of things to update here. The lights, the mic, the sound in general. There are a couple of elements that you cannot see, but they have to be installed and finalized. So soon you will see my video on my new studio. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being my subscribers. If you are, of course. If you aren't, I think it's a good time to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and of course, leave comments, ask questions, a couple of announcements. On top of making a long video about my studio, I've got a series of videos planned on walking. How many calories you burn, what are the benefits of walking. Also, I'm planning one big video series, or I would say like a large video that will be almost like a movie length about my 2021 transformation. Not sure when I'm gonna post it, but likely it will be in the beginning of July, first or maybe second week, because there is a lot of material to absorb and to kind of compile. So once again, thank you so much for watching. I'm done for today. It's actually 1 a.m. already, and I'm quite tired, and tomorrow is Sunday. I have to wake up early and do lots of work related stuff. But I wish you a wonderful weekend and a wonderful time. No matter when you are watching me, the time should be good. I hope again that you enjoy my videos. Like, subscribe, check out my website, drsamshealth.com. I'm always looking forward to having you as subscribers, readers, watchers, whatever. All the very best.